Well, good evening again, everyone. We are ready to rock and roll here with Danziel. Picking up right where we left off yesterday in Act 2. That's right, we are suffering from the strange darkness of the Tainted Sun. So let's go ahead and see kind of where we left off. I believe we had to go and take care of the Claw Viper Temple. So let's see if we can find those darn pesky Claw Vipers. Take care of them. I also noticed that last night on the stream, the audio was coming through for the NPCs. So, hopefully that will stay. I changed one minor setting in the stream setting, so hopefully that will stay in effect going forward. Because it's nice to be able to hear everything these guys are saying. Got another elite over here, so let's make sure that we kill them. I will take all of the mana potions. Just like breaking those urns. And this should be, yep, the Valley of the Snakes. So here we go. This should take us right to the Claw Viper Temple. If I can not get hit by the fire tower here. There we go. Now these snakes, they have a charge attack where they will just charge right up to you and stun you. And they are very annoying. They can actually be quite challenging.
I need mana.
See, they just totally came and knocked our mercenary back. It does like a knockback, and then it also will stun you, and you can get totally stun locked by them. Especially if you come down here with not vitality. Remember what I was talking about, where if you take a hit that is more than a certain percentage of your health, it will stun you, and you'll basically end up, you can just get completely stun locked. So this was really not a problem at all, because we're already at level 2 of the Claw Viper Temple. And we've leveled up. And let's see if there's anything worth getting here. Yes, the healing potions are fine. And here is the altar and the Amulet of the Viper that we were looking for. So that was quick and easy.
Serpents. I expected worse.
Okay. So let's, yeah, as she said, I expected worse. Let's head back to town. Share the good news with everybody.
The Viper amulet you bear is actually the headpiece of a Horodric staff. Yes, you have an uncanny knack for finding rare and valuable artifacts. Of course, you'll have to use a Horodric cube to combine the headpiece with the shaft. I've been speaking with Lord Jaren.
You know how to do that.
And I sense that he's becoming more and more agitated by something. You should try to talk to him again. If he still won't take you into his confidence, seek to prove yourself a bit more. I gather that his respect for you is growing.
Well, I think we're out of quests to do, so hopefully his respect for me has grown enough.
I've been researching the old records, trying to find the location of Tal Rasha's tomb. Though I haven't found the tomb itself, I may have a good lead for you. The great Viserai summoner, Horizon, built his arcane sanctuary somewhere around here. He was a powerful spellcaster and kept demons as slaves within the sanctuary. He kept a close eye on great events too, such as the imprisonment of Baal within Tal Rasha's tomb. If you could find Horizon's sanctuary, I'm sure that it would hold some clue as to the tomb's location. Though I doubt Horizon is still alive, you must proceed with caution. There's no telling what could be waiting inside. When I spoke of this with Lord Jaren, he asked that I send you to him. Perhaps he knows of a secret entrance or the like.
All right. So we have our thing. Let's go take care of this real quick. Put this in our cube. We use our cube to make a Horadric staff.
Greetings.
We're gonna need that in a minute. Well, in a few minutes.
Excellent. You have a Horadric staff. Carry it with you into Tal Rasha's tomb. Find within the tomb the chamber whose floor is inset with the circle of 7 symbols. Place the staff into the receptacle you find there. That will open the secret passage into Tal Rasha's burial chamber. But be prepared for a fight. You'll likely have to kill Tal Rasha to destroy Baal.
Okay then. Alright, and now we can also equip our leaf staff. We don't need these potions anymore, so I'll just put the leaf staff on here, and now you see that adds 3 to our fire skills. So, our Wake of Fire goes from what it was before. If we just drop this, it was level 8, where it does 38 to 48 fire damage per shot. And now, if we look at this, it does 56 to 66. So it's like a 50% increase, practically, just from having that leaf staff. So that's really nice. I'm trying to think if there's any... She doesn't have any heavier belts or anything that we would need that would require us to increase our strength. So for now, we can just keep pumping vitality. That life is getting really nice and high. 308 is a really good place to have it. Now with staffs, you can't dual wield them. They take 2 hands. So that's a little annoying, but that's okay.
When the troubles began here, I allowed the terrified harem guilds to join me within the safety of the palace. All was fine until one night. Screams echoed up the stairwells from the harem. My guards arrived to find the poor girls being slaughtered by a merciless band of hell-spawned demons. My brave guardsmen tried to push the demons back into the mysterious rift from which they came. Ever since, my men have fought a losing battle. Demons have continued to pour through the rift into the palace. Ultimately, I hired Graze and his mercenaries to help protect the rest of my fair city. Drognin believes that the arcane sanctuary lies buried underneath this palace, since Lutgalain occupies the site of an ancient Viserai fortress. My palace is open to you now. Take care.
What a nice guy to let the harem girls stay in the palace.
Stay out of trouble.
Okay. So we'll head on down through the palace, into the palace cellar, or into the harem. And these maps are always the same. So you can just kind of go, unlike a lot of the other maps in Diablo, they're not randomized. So once you kind of know where the pathway is, yeah, we're just going to make such quick work of all of this now that we have our leaf staff. So archers are usually really, I mean, they're not annoying, but again, he's fire enchanted, so he's not going to take as much damage from the fire spells, but it's still more than enough. And I don't even think it's worth fighting those guys. Palaceller level 2. These maps are all basically big squares, and the entrance is in the corner. Entrance and the way down is in each of the corners. So you can just keep running kind of from corner to corner. Now that we're in level 3, though, this is going to be where the portal actually is.
I need mana.
Yep. Go here. And there is an elite down here who's always here. He's always around here. Fire Eye. I don't see him. Sometimes he's through the door. Yep, there he is. And I'm just gonna run around here and get to him. Kind of annoying the way that he spawned. Kind of over on the other side of this. But he's a good one to kill, because he gives experience, of course, and then, you know, being an elite, he can drop, you know, a few more items. Gonna keep on rolling. Drop ourselves down to the Arcane Sanctuary.
Horizon's obsession.
So we'll go to Luke Golain for a sec and sell a few things that we picked up, although
Blessings to you.
really wasn't that much, just this preserved head, so it's fine. Just drop this in here and keep on going. So the Arcane Sanctuary has 4 paths that you can take from the center here, and there's no way to know. The summoner who we're looking for, basically the portal that takes us to Tal Rasha's tomb that we're looking for, it's going to be at the end of one of these pathways. But there's no way to know which one that is. This one is a super, and they're all, they kind of, each one has a different sort of set of tiles. This one has this sort of MC Escher-ish kind of pathing. With all these switchbacks. Gets really annoying. Mercenary gets stuck. And, you know, the traps don't work as well in these kinds of things because they get stopped by all of the terrain. So I'm just going to bypass a lot of this unless I get to an area where I've got an open kind of plot of land where we can put down some traps and let them do their work. But you see, even like the columns and stuff will block the wake so that, you know, it's just not as effective. nope, this isn't gonna be the one. Let's see what this large shield is, though. It's a 3-socketed shield, which actually we will need later on, so I will save that.
I can't carry anymore.
So when you get to the end of this
I can't carry anymore.
this kind of section here is where the summoner would be if the summoner was in this particular branch of the Arcane Sanctuary. But he's not, so what we'll do is just take a portal back to town.
Greetings.
And nope, that's Poison Link. Don't care about that at all. And we'll just pick up the waypoint again and try the next one. This one, the tile set, again, it's the same basic idea, but it's a lot more mercenary friendly. It's just and just travel friendly because it ends up being
Not enough mana.
just very linear, straight lines. Traps are still doing plenty of damage. You can see now that, you know, now that we can do them in more open areas, you see how they're just that much more effective. And this one isn't going to be it either.
I need mana.
That belt just in case. So that wasn't it. We'll try the next one. See what's behind door number 3. Not a very good belt. 1 to max damage. Not useful. Let's try the third way. See, we have some champion ghosts there. Always worth killing the champions. This one also has stairs, but the stairs are not quite as complicated in terms of the geometry.
Not enough mana.
Still, your mercenary will get stuck and be kind of dumb. The mercenary logic in the game, you know, it's not the best. The one thing that's nice about the rogue mercenary, though, the one with the bow who's following us, is that at least she tends to try to stay out of trouble. Some of the other mercenaries will just always run right into danger, and they have a tendency to get themselves killed. There used to be a nice trick that you could, I guess, potentially you could call it an exploit or a bug or whatever it is. But basically, you used to be able to glitch your mercenary so that they could not be targeted by enemies. Now, they would still die quite readily because, and of course, Summoner's not down this one either, so we have pulled the classic Mr. Llama fourth way as this kind of ongoing joke on his stream that he very often, especially when he's trying to do a run for, like a time run for a record, the first three paths that he takes are never the path where the summoner is. It's always the fourth one. So we're just following in his footsteps, I guess.
Good evening.
How may I help you?
And let's see what this Grand Charm is. Grand Charms can be actually quite good. Once we get to Nightmare in Act 3, there is a point in the game when they start to be able to generate +2 skills, which are incredibly valuable. Some people refer to these as skillers, because they're just a really nice thing to have in your inventory that just makes all of your skills more powerful. We're way too early in the game to get those yet, but your sort of typical end game best in slot gear list will include probably a full inventory of, you know, a whole bunch of grand charms with +2 whatever skills you're looking for. This is 7 cold resist. That is +1 defense. That +1 defense is maybe the most worthless charm in the game. That's just absolutely terrible. Okay, actually, I'm gonna buy a few more mana potions because we're starting to run a little bit low. Sell a bunch of these. And I am going to keep this Grand Charm just because it does add 26 to mana, which is basically a 50% increase in our mana, which should make it... It makes it so we can just probably throw a few more traps down without having to take quite so many mana potions. So for now, that's a decent quality of life upgrade. Okay. Summoner has to be down this way. Oh man, all kinds of charms dropping. Charms are cool. They just, you know, you just keep them in your inventory and you gain the benefit of the charm. This particular tile set with all the portals is great if you are a ranged character, which of course we are, effectively, but we are doing so much damage right now that, you know, it really doesn't matter. We can just run right through these portals. And just face tank all of these guys. And if you see, a lot of these monsters are themselves being put into hit recovery because of the amount of damage that we're doing there. That we're just bypassing all of those ghosts or specters. In that, when the monsters take damage, you know, they get stunned. And then they can't hit us or cast their spells. Paige, don't die. Don't stand in the fire either. See, that's the kind of thing we're talking about. All right, so here's where the summoner is. Now the summoner actually does a lot of damage.
Your decoy is dead.
If you just stand there, he will absolutely wreck you with spells. But he has almost no life, so as soon as you get like 1 or 2 hits on him, he's a goner. And so once we cast that spell there, that trap in the corner, you can see it's still standing there, it just spat out a couple of waves of fire and he was gone. So this is where we need to go.
Seekers of the tomb of Tal Rasha will find it through the portal. but know that the glowing glyphs recorded here in my arcane sanctuary are the signs of the 6 false tombs. The missing 7th sign marks the tomb of Tal Rasha. Of the Herodrum, he might be called the foremost. It was a shining but brief moment for the mage clans when they set aside their differences and worked together against the common enemy. The Herodrum relentlessly pursued the 3 across the desolate empires of the east and even into the uncharted lands of the west, leaving the Archangel Tyrael's hands unblemished. Presuming the 3 to be vanquished, the Herodrum's unstable fellowship began to dissipate. Abandoning their sacred charge to safeguard the 3 soul stones, the disparate mage clans began to squabble amongst each other over petty differences. Their conflicts not only dissolved their brotherhood, but strengthened the evils which they had buried beneath the cold earth.
Alright, so in typical fashion, a bunch of mages tried to work together. For a little while they did, and then, you know, their own greed got the better of them. So here, the best thing to do is check the quest log. Let's see. We have to take the staff. We have killed the summoner, so that's good. I didn't even realize we had picked that one up. So we have the Arcane Sanctuary.